After 280 days, it's finally over. Oh my goodness, Watford do win away. And we asked you, Luke, on here a couple of weeks ago, are you dark horses for promotion? And you said, start winning away, and we are. So, welcome back to our Hornets Walk, our Watford dark horses for promotion. How are you all doing? Hope you're well. We've got three very happy Hornets here to look back on the Derby game, talk about the Preston game, of course, coming up as well, plus Barr's injury and lots more to come as well. We're also getting into our A to Z, and we're up to the letter G this week for who gets in our A to Z for Watford. Right then, Aaron, who saw that coming? Did you?
No, I mean, obviously Derby with 5 wins on the bounce, going for 6. I went there thinking that we had a chance, but I'll be honest, I thought we were more likely to sort of maybe take a point and be happy about it. But I mean, and then especially at 2-0 down, I thought, well, this is just the same old away Watford that we've been used to seeing. We looked so sort of out of it. They probably could have had a third not long after. And then we get a goal out of nothing, and it just changed the entire game.
Should we put some flowers on Kayembes' name then this week? I mean, he's not so bad, is he, Rio?
I think he's better. I've always said he's better when he's further forward on the pitch. I think he was our second top goal scorer last season. And yeah, when he's not playing with Sissoko, I think he can do a job.
Right then, Luke, back at you. Are Watford dark horses for promotion?
Very much so. I still think we should be there for top 6 as well. I personally think tomorrow is our biggest game we've had all season. In terms of that, this is the game that we could finish tomorrow in the top 6 against another side who was only 3 points ahead of us, and it's all to play for. I think the next few games is huge, but I think so far this season, tomorrow is the biggest game that we're going to play all season. And then I think if we do win, I think I'll probably say, yeah, we're up there with them. Definitely.
Explain the biggest mystery about this Watford side to me, all of you. This is stats which you've all seen this weekend. So, with Kayembes' 2 goals, means that of the 92 clubs in the whole EFL, Watford have now picked up more points, 14, from losing positions than any other team in the whole 92. So, explain the phenomenon to me then, please. Why is it that you're so good at just coming back when you look so dead?
It's so good because we concede early on every time. Remember last season? I think it was 5 or 6 games in a row. We conceded in the first 5 minutes, and 11 out of our first half games in January conceded in the first 10 minutes. We always go a goal down, and well, the reason we're so good from coming from behind is because we've only kept 1 clean sheet in 20 odd games. So yeah, I think that needs to happen first.
Yeah, I'm in a little group chat with some of the guys I go to games with, and we always put bets in there. And we don't make a lot of money, but what we have made money on is we have put so many times the other team to score over 0 goals within the first 10 minutes, and it has come in so many times. That's what I'm saying. We're not amazing for tips, but that one seems to have come in quite a bit.
Luke, how do you explain it?
I think it's something on the back of what we had with Cleverley. I think we had that sort of desire that we would go 1-0 down and we'd really fight to get back into the game. And I think that's to the plaudits of probably on the back of Cleverley. And I think that the way we did it against Derby was very Watford, especially being 2-0 down. I think might be a one-off, especially with an away win. But I think there's something with it being the same players. There seems to be that sort of fight that we've got, and that we're not giving up. So I think it's a very positive sign. But we do need to stop conceding. To Rio's point about the clean sheets.
Let's talk about some players then, shall we? First of all, this one, a lifetime contract, please, from Javi. Yeah, Aaron, just how good has he been?
Yeah, I think we alluded on it last pod that he's just, the players obviously care way more about playing for him because he's way more, affectionate, motivating. You can see it on the touchline, and you can see even the players that aren't playing on the bench, they're willing the team on because he's just, it looks like from an outsider looking in, he's improved the atmosphere so much. They were obviously, you can even see it in the videos the club posted, dejected under Paolo. Whatever he was doing clearly rubbed them up the wrong way, and he's sort of come in and he's been that arm around some of them, and they look like they're enjoying football again. And I kind of touched on that. That was what it was like in our last promotion championship season. We had Vladimir Ivic, this stickler for the rules and for a certain way of playing, who rubbed everyone up the wrong way, had us playing terribly, and then Cisco Munoz come in. It improved how they were all feeling, and we flew. And it's hard not to think maybe that could happen again.
Aaron, look at the comparison between the Hull at home post-match video with Paolo speaking to them, and then the one on a Saturday when they're all singing Edo Kayembe's name. I mean, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Better get your hotels booked for May 26th, haven't you then?
It's only a short trip,
I
thankfully.
was going to say, you won't need to. I was going to say,
10 minutes away.
Some of you could walk there.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about some bad news then. Yes, so you on Watford FC. Put this one out. Yeah, bar down, hamstring, pull, mother muscle strain. What do we know about this one, Rio? Does it look bad?
Yeah, he was at a specialist today. I don't know. He's so injury prone. That's the problem with him. I think on his day, he's a Premier League player. He could play for maybe a mid-table Premier League side, but these injuries keep hampering him, and it's really frustrating. I think kind of similar to maybe Loser after he broke his leg at Millwall a couple of years ago. I don't think Barr's been as explosive as maybe last season. He's still been good, and he's a great player. But yeah, hopefully it's maybe only out for a month or two and not season ending, unlike Carlton Morris's. But yeah, we've got some good attacking options still. Like bringing in Iran Kunda, for example, in the summer means Iran Kunda can just slot in for Bar, and obviously Chapadazzi's coming back as well, so he can come into the side and when Vatter's fit. So we've got good attacking options still. So it's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal, is it?
Still to come, we're talking about dodgy goalkeepers this week as well, because there's been quite a few rooks in the Championship this last couple of weeks. Who has been the worst ever goalkeeper that you've seen
Go on, Aaron.
play for Watford? Aaron's not allowed to comment on it.
God.
No, look, I know what you're all thinking, but it actually isn't. To be fair, it isn't.
We'll get on to it in a second. Right then, two big games this week. Then first of all, we've got Preston. Of course, and by the time this goes out, you'll already be kicking off against Paul Heckingbottom's side. And then, Luke, an interesting one on Monday night under the lights with the big fireworks and the explosive Hollywood drama of going to Birmingham. How do you see that one going?
If you
Tough one.
said to me next Tuesday that we'll have 4 points, I'll be very happy. Obviously, winning tomorrow and then getting a point against Birmingham. They're a very strong side, and they're probably similar to what we're thinking, really, that we should be within top six. So I'd happily take a point against Birmingham next week, especially with our way form. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. We won a game, we're going to start blowing everyone away. I think we need to be realistic and let's hope we get a point, and then 4 points the next two would be brilliant.
I mean, they've scored 4 goals in each of their last 3 home games, so snap your hand off for a point.
Yeah, it screams 3-0 Birmingham, doesn't it?
Or
I know,
0-0.
we don't play well in them kind of games either. I feel like whenever I think of Monday night away games, I just it sticks in mind that Brentford one was just horrific, and I feel like the whole moment, with Birmingham on Sky, it's all built for them to win. It's just one of them. I think we'll do really well to get a point out of
that. Okay. And then Preston, of course, have got really big problems in midfield with injuries.
Yeah.
They've got no Harrison Armstrong. There's Ben Whiteman is suspended, and McCann is not available. So they're three big powerhouses in midfield, if you like, are all not available. Does that bode well, Rio, for dominating?
Most teams can't handle losing with a fully fit midfield, let alone that. But the thing is, I'm not too confident for the Preston game because whenever we have a good result in recent years, we rarely follow it up. I mean, we played Derby away last season, Preston at home a few days later, and we didn't win. And I was looking earlier, since we got promoted in 2021, we've won twice in a row, only 7 times. So if we do actually win, I'll be very surprised, and maybe we are onto something.
Okay, let us know in the comments. Is it too early to call Watford dark horses? But I mean, you've looked at the league, haven't you? I mean, West Brom is 17th, and They're
4
only
points
3
off.
points,
It's-
3 or 4
yeah.
points off the playoff
Yeah,
season.
so
close.
It's ridiculous.
If we lost, we would have been 3 points off 20th. It's mental.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 wins and you're third, 3 losses and you're going down. That's the way it's going to be for the next couple of months. But first of all, grateful for all your company, of course. Tons of Watford content out there. We're grateful. If you could just hit that sub button and press the like button as well and spread the word. Yeah, if you can squeeze 20 more minutes into your life of Watford chat with each week, we'd be very grateful. Right, some other issues away from Watford then. Aaron, it's likely we think that Tom Cleverley's going to get the sack at Plymouth in the next couple of weeks because results have been awful. They are lining up replacements. Do you feel sorry for him?
Yeah, I do. I think he went from one situation that sort of was heavily against him straight into another. I'm not saying it's like, oh, he should get off scot-free sort of thing, but I mean, and I think Plymouth fans will tell you the same. That club is obviously not at any, point of the hierarchy where they want them at the minute. They seem like such a incohesive football club at the minute, just as sort of we were in that time. They haven't really given him a ton. They signed, like, I think they got a big striker in from Port Vale, but that was the only one of any note I heard about. And I think it was always going to be with him. Yes, he did pretty well with us for the first half of that season, but it was still his first job in football. The expectations sort of have to be aligned with that. And yeah, I think he went from one place that didn't really back him straight to another.
Yeah. The fans have turned completely now against him. It's all Cleverley out, which is quite sad to read. What could have been. And then just quickly, Luke, on all the appointments that have happened over the international break. Of course, your man that we spoke about before, Edwards, has now gone to the Championship. Do you think it's a mistake on his part?
I think it is, especially with the way Middlesbrough were doing. I think if they were a little bit mid-table and didn't really have much going for them this season, I would probably half respect it maybe. But the way they've been playing, I think even from a career perspective, he could get another promotion on his CV with the way Middlesbrough have been playing. And he's going to now go to Wolves and most likely, with the worst team in the league by far, get a relegation on his CV. And I know he's doing it all for this reason of, oh, it's close to home. I think that's a load of rubbish, personally. And I'm a big fan of Rob Edwards, other than obviously his Luton spell. And I think that's a really disappointing move for him. And I think that's going to tarnish his career. And I don't blame Borough fans for giving him stick. And to be fair, I hope he gets relegated Wolves after what he's done. Because I know if it was us at Watford, we'd be absolutely fuming with, like, Marco Silva, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Right then, let's get back onto Watford issues then. Who is the worst goalkeeper that you've ever seen in a Watford shirt? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. Go on, Aaron. We'll let you get this off.
Oh, there has been some howlers. I know everyone looked at me there and wanted me to say Backman. It's not. There was a point where he was a really solid goalkeeper. It just obviously went very wrong. The same with I bet you'll have some people sort of again reactionary will say Foster, but then they forget sort of that when he first come in, he was electric. Worst goalkeeper I've ever seen. Costil Pantilimon was absolutely useless. I'm going to say him.
Rio.
So I started supporting Watford from like 2013. Like our first promotion season was like my proper season. So generally, in my time supporting us, it probably is Batman. But the one who most people say, correct me if I'm wrong here, was it Jack Bonham? He made like a few massive mistakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go with him even though I've never watched him.
I went to that Leeds game on the last day of the season. It was a disaster.
Yeah. I was probably going to say Jack Bonham, just because of how bad that performance was. Any other shouts? Probably Aluskas, was it? I forgot how to pronounce it.
He hardly plays. Yeah,
I used to call him useless. Yeah, that's the only way I remembered him, because he was like our backup keeper in those first sort of couple seasons in the Prem under Kike. But I just remember being called useless, not his actual name. But yeah, I'm giving it to Bonham for that terrible performance against Leeds.
Okay. Right then, we've been doing the A to Z of Watford the last couple of weeks. We're up to letter G now. Let's see how hard this is for them.
It's easy.
It's the easiest one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but we've got to think outside the box.
Go on then. Let's go for the obvious, and then you can fill in the surroundings.
Garcia, I mean, that 2018-19 season was special. I mean, challenging for Europe. If we ever do that again, that would be surprising. Like the position we were in that season with him compared to like, well, hopefully we get promoted this season. But he just worked wonders that season. Because yeah, and obviously he's back now. If he can get promotion, then I think he's. Where would you guys say he would rank as like the greatest Watford manager of all time? Second, maybe behind Graham Taylor. Another one outside the box I was going to go for is maybe Glenn Murray. He was useless when he was playing for us.
We are not having Glenn Murray on it.
We have to wait to M for that as well. Stay with the rules. Any others? Cheese.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rio said, well, no, it has to be Graham Taylor, right? I mean, was
Oh.
I? Yeah.
God,
That's a T.
No, with Graham.
It's a T. It's
Okay, all right, okay. If we're doing
the last
surname,
3 weeks. Come on.
I was going to flip what Aaron said and go Danny Graham.
yeah.
One of my favourite strikers growing up. Probably sort of my first memory of watching Watford play at the Vic when I first got my season ticket. Absolutely adored him. Great player.
And Luke, do you remember? I think did he score at like Norwich away or something? And we have that like AC Milan kit. That's one of my favourite bits we've had.
I've got it. Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Right. Join us next week. We're on to letter H. We're also manifesting the FA Cup third round next week. Who do we want in that ball drawn out in a couple of weeks' time? Join us for that. And of course, we're looking back on both Preston and the Birmingham game. 18 weeks now. We've got uninterrupted Watford games now, all the way through to March 26th. That's absolutely brilliant, and can't wait to be here every week talking them through with you, the highs and the lows. But I've got a funny feeling. We'll be here talking all the way through to the end of May. Fingers crossed. Anyway, glad to have your company with us. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the Preston game. Yeah, Watford are on the up.